Hello everyone. Welcome back to the lecture series. In this lecture, I'll be discussing about the what is build and how to showcase and how we can get hired. So how actually we get hired? So not just we get the graduate, we may get hired. So that is not the case. So many students believe that okay, marks are enough, but the realities are different. Today I'll be giving you the simple tips build, show, and get hired. If you follow uh, properly a framework, then you may get placements. Like what companies, first thing you should be very conscious of selecting your companies, and you should be very fixed with the companies, which companies are you really looking for. So if you are fixing the companies, for example say Google, Facebook, or Nvidia, all those things. So you have to think of that how what are the skills required to get into that company, specific company. So if that is the case, then you should focus on your four major things like your CGPA, resumes, projects, and your LinkedIn profile. So always a CGPA is helping giving like a pass and entry to the uh, company, and then the project is like it proves like what you do, and resume is your first impression, and LinkedIn builds your professional identity. In many companies, like the students are shortlisted based on their resumes and projects, not just based on the marks. So the student with a strong practical knowledge will always have an advantage. So why project matters more than you think that most of the students they think that okay, I have got student if good CGPA you may get higher. No, not the case. For example, student A is getting 9 CGPA, and student B is getting 7 CGPA. So 9 CGPA student has no project, but a 7 CGPA has a real projects. So most of the cases, what they will do, obviously you know that, right? Select the students of student B. Why? Because student B can demonstrate the ready capability and real capability. So he doesn't need any training on in the company. So always be ready, when you can start and kickstart at any time. So the key benefits is like you should have the practical knowledge and show how to can apply your theory to solve the real world problems. And always you should be very confident, like how what you when you speak your work, you should take the authority of your work. If you build your project, if you have built it, but you will be have a very clear explanation of that project. And what makes a strong project is project is not just like something you complete it. It may create impact. So that is not a case. So the when you start doing it, like your problem statement speaks a lot. So which problem you have been solved. For example, energy wastage in homes, that is a very realistic and real thing. And real world relevance, how you can reduce your electricity cost, and how did you implement that in the uh, real time, using IoTs and Arduino. But for example, how much you have been powered been issue, measured. So for example, this thing, like which should we have the very clear thing that of strong foundation of your project and strong problem solving thing. Next is like building a project at every level. When you start building at level, you should have the basic from basic to advanced level. Like if you have taken up a problem, single problem, you should have the basic circuits, the basic level of creating that project, and from there you should have the intermediate thing. But the thing is, every week or every month, like if you know have the projects, you may get selected. That is not the case. Like every day you take a new problem and solve it. Not like that. You take a one problem and you do the basic analysis in your first year, and do the intermediate analysis in the second year, and in advanced level you may get a very clear output of yeah, implementing in the real time. So the difference is not about the complexity, if I take the complex problem, then it may get impact. That is not a case. So if you take the complex problems, and if you have the impacting solution and purpose of solving it, then that may make a difference between it your projects. How to choose and build your projects, uh, based on your domain expertise and stages, you take your problem, and then uh, and you start building it off. So don't just build, you have to do it right, showcase it right. When you're doing it the project, you should be very clear with your domain and interest demands. So always what are the things is required for the processes, like identifying the problem, building problem, I mean building the learning the tools and solving it. Okay, fine, now we have done all those things. How can I showcase it? Like there are many different platforms like where you can see. So obviously resume is like what is that, which is like physical identity or physical profile, where it tells us about us everything. And LinkedIn is like digitalized thing. So always you post your project in GitHub or and LinkedIn, and write in GitHub you can write anything that related to the project in the README, so that which it can explain your project in a better form. So, what are the six mistakes? I mean, your resume can be. So many students they do that, uh, like they start, okay, they create their resume, but the thing is they don't have the proper thing which what you have been done it. For example, I have shown some basic example, like down you can see there's a weak and a strong. So the, okay, I did this, I did that. That is not thing. What you have designed and what you have implemented, what you have, what is your problem and what you have solved. So all those things are basic requirements. And always you should don't overload your text in that resumes. Okay, keep your all the text to be the very precise form. And then optimizing your profile is like what is like important. Keep your all, don't keep like photos to be like so fancy. So keep professionalism should be matters in the LinkedIn, where it speaks a lot our professionals attitude and what we write and what we say. So always be very strong with your skills and projects. And moreover you can do a small post where you can tell about your projects, or else like technical concepts. And you should have the engaging with the comment section is also, like reminding regarding any trending topic or else any topic related to your field. You can able to comment on the question, so that people also may know that okay, if there is someone who are the expertise in our domain area. So that is also an helpful for that. And next is like start early. So obviously I say in the last two lectures also, you should start your building everything from the start, at least start from the day one, not like at the later stages. So always build your consistently present, and then you can present effectively. So that is a major thing. Also already I have discussed in all the lectures, like project resumes and LinkedIn are basic thing. So a basic opinion, or I mean um, conclusion is that always you start today, don't start too late. And always focus from the foundation to the advanced level, not like intermediate level. Neither you can stay here, and does either you can able to consider a strong foundation. Without that, if you are getting into doing the project, then it is a waste and baseless also. So next in next lecture series we'll be discussing about the other topics. So thanks for watching. Thank you.